everyone, welcome to Beach Investing. I'm your host, Andrei Angelkovski. We're here in Etobicoke. We're in the prime beaches in Toronto, and we're about to look at the most ideal beach property. Oh, triple 20. See that? Nice one. Look at that. 180. Hi. Welcome to Beach Investing, guys. I'm here with Jeff Reed again. How are you, Jeff?
Great, how you doing?
Good. Why don't we share with our viewers a bit about, I want to share with people a little bit about your story. So where you were, what were you doing before, where you went for 3 years, and what you're doing now.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Sure.
Why don't we go beside your tools here?
Yeah.
And tell us where you were, like prior to you leaving, a few years ago. What were you doing? I know some of your projects are right here in front of us.
Yeah.
Tell us what you did.
So I was teaching with you and came off of a couple of successful projects, a couple of flips, and then I sold a couple of properties and met the girl of my dreams and chased her out of town and spent the last 3 years about an hour east of here. And lived a good life on the beach, and so in the last little while I've been coming back a little bit for work here to the city, and while I was away I did a lot of studying, picked up a couple of new trades. I've been doing a lot of welding, I've been studying, I've been taking building courses, I've been studying design, so I've been in school quite a bit, working on a design license. And yeah, so I've been doing some pretty interesting projects while I was gone, and now I'm pretty excited to be back. I guess people should know that you called me back here. I guess yeah, you've got a couple of houses that you want to fluff up for your clients and stuff, which I'm pretty excited to do. I love working in real estate, and a lot of triplexes going on up here, and I've been doing a couple of multifamilies at a 5-plex complete, which was exciting, and yeah, I'm excited to be back. I think we're coming into a pretty good time of year. There's a spring coming up here, which is always exciting in East Toronto, and we're going to do some interesting projects. I'm excited to put a little bit of a design twist on some of these and bring in some architectural welding and some specialty concrete work. We've been doing a lot of stucco and showers and some interesting things that we've been doing. Yeah.
So before you did, you used to work for a builder, or were you the builder back in 20 years ago?
I know.
You did subdivisions, right? You did.
In the late 90s, yeah.
Right. So then you started doing income properties, and then you started doing only stuff for yourself. You didn't want to work for clients anymore.
Yeah.
And then you, I'm summarizing, but you met the girl of your dreams, and you moved out for about 3 years, did a couple of projects out where you were, out on the beach. And what brought you back to the city? Because, small town living and city living is different, so what brought you back? Why did you come back? Because you were a hardcore beacher, a hardcore Leslie-viller, and now you're back.
I think that the properties here are exciting to work on. I'm a renovator at heart, and I love building lofts, as you know, brick and beam, and these projects are really exciting. And I like to get my hands into the real estate, and either myself or empower somebody else to make a good buck on a flip or a hold. And it's exciting here. And let's face it, in the east end of Toronto, there's some fantastic restaurants. It's nice to be in around the cultural food again, and it's just a great cultural experience here.
So the biggest takeaway you got from moving away for 3 years, being out of town, and then what's the biggest thing that you learned? What's the biggest difference when it comes to renovating the way you like to renovate? Whether it's an income property, whether it's a cool lofty style or beach style type of property, what's the biggest difference you found from an out of town place versus here?
I would say the difference between the two is when you're out of town, the average carpenter has got a lot more trades under his belt, and so when I'm working here...
So what do you mean by that?
Well, so for example, he's doing carpentry, he's doing drywall, he's doing all of the other types of things in a renovation. Whereas here, it's mass production and your role is more specific. And so by going away, I picked up additional trades, okay? So we can do decorative welding, we can do some, specialty drywall finishes and stuccos. And it's funny, as a licensed carpenter, my dad told me when I was young, and he says, Jeff, you'll always be a carpenter. You should be doing carpentry. And so I've taken probably 5 or 6 or 7 years off of the tools, but when you go back, the hands still work.
And through your years, whether it's 25 years ago, the last 3 years, what is the biggest thing that you've learned that you can probably tell people, you know what guys, if there's one thing I had to learn, this is it?
When you stop and start as a contractor, it's all about momentum. And so when I move away from, it seemed like in our little neighborhood, I had a lot of momentum. I had a lot of people following our work and whatnot. And then you move a couple hours down the road and you're a nobody. And so it really put me into my students' shoes and some of the people that I've worked for, the clients' shoes, where if they were to call up a carpenter, that guy might not call him back. And so it took me a long time to ramp up new trades out of town again. And so I guess the biggest takeaway is you want to have momentum. And that's something that as a general contractor, we can offer to clients, is that we have momentum. We're coming off of 3 or 4 or 5 similar projects recently, whereas if you were to go and hire your own trades, then you're not going to be able to get the same speed or the same results because you don't have the momentum.
Right. So basically the teacher became the student.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And so
you plan on doing any more teaching?
Well, it sounds like we've got an event coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's pretty exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share for our viewers?
I just think that we're coming into an exciting time. Make sure that you pick a real estate agent that can bring in a good team, that can bring in people that are like renovators, bring in your necessary money to the project if you need private money. You got a hell of a realtor here. He's got a complete team. And so just when you're interviewing people like him, check and see who else he has around him and whether or not he can help you get the projects done and get the properties that you want.
Thanks, buddy. It's always a pleasure.
Okay, good to see you.
See you guys.